welcome. It is Monday. We're going to confuse y'all right off the bat, right out of the gate, right solid into the racetrack. Here we go. And yes, it's Monday. And this is not Bill Senior.
And they spelled my name wrong.
Uh-oh. B-R-A-C-K-E-T-T. There you go. Bill Senior is usually with us on Monday.
There you go.
But let me tell you what's going on. It is grass season. He is very, very busy. He and Melissa usually take Mondays off to spend time together. Well, having him here an hour and a half on Mondays kind of breaks up, and it means if they want to go to Pigeon Forge on Sunday to see Kaylee, they have to come back Sunday night. So we're swapping out a little bit. And
No, I couldn't afford to go to Pigeon Forge,
No.
so it just made sense that since Bill could afford to,
that's right.
for me to be here.
Not that Bill overcharges for his grass services, but Bill will be back on Thursday. Freddie will continue doing Wednesday for Charlene until Charlene comes back. And a lot of prayers going up. We want Charlene to get back in her seat. So this way everybody gets one day and it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Monday makes sense because you have driven me, how many miles this weekend? Over 400?
It's I probably drove you over 400 miles, and you drove me crazy.
There you go. There you go. We went to a little town, and we're going to share these photos with you in a little bit, called Homer. Is that right?
Close to Homer.
Close to Homer. Since the 90s, he has wanted to see this amazing. And if you're going to have an outdoor wedding, the perfect place I would think would be at this 236-foot bridge. You could talk to the Department of Transportation. I'm sure they would agree with this. And you could say, could you just shut this park down this afternoon from 2 to 5? Because I'd like to have my outdoor wedding here. It's a beautiful, beautiful location. 236 feet, is that right?
Yep.
Built in the 1800s. Now, we share our trips with y'all, and I wish y'all could have been on this one. It was 82 degrees. And when you see the photos, it was like summer. They were in their bathing suits. They were in their shorts. They were out in the water having a blast.
And it wasn't even the first day of spring yet then either.
No. Is it 2 hours from Jasper? Is that about right?
Yeah, something like that. I call it on the Yun side of 85, if anybody knows where the Yun side is.
Well, it's also very near Athens.
Close to there, yeah.
About 20 miles from Athens. We had, Saturday's a work day for us. Sunday's a work day for us. Saturday, our work took us to Hartwell, Georgia. So on the way back, we took the back roads, and we have got a photo. When I get old and feeble in about 30 years, I want to be placed in this assisted living home in, what's the name of that little tiny town? Started with a C. I can't remember. But we have a picture of this house. This is where I'm sure Scarlett meant to live. I mean, it is prettier than Tara. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it's an assisted living home not far from Comer, about 10 miles out of Comer. It is so beautiful. So I was kind of, and are we going to tell that the window on the Avalanche doesn't work anymore?
Huh.
Okay.
She's tearing my truck up.
I'm guilty. I am a button masher, and I just am. I mean, I just am. I mash the thing on the key too much. I play with the windows too much.
So much. The thing she calls it is the remote door lock and cranker and all that. She's mashed it so much till she has literally wore the paint off of it.
I have. Okay.
And may I add that she did have to take the Tahoe back and get the locks fixed on it because she mashed.
I'm
Those
a
thumbs,
person.
boy, them thumbs, do they not ever get tired if you're not mashing buttons
Texting.
on the remote or in the Avalanche buttons? It's on that phone texting.
It is.
I bet your number pad on your phone is
Wow.
or off.
Well, to take pictures, and y'all get to see some of these pictures, and you'll see a couple of them are through the window because Mr. Impatient here, I'd say, stop, slow down. He'd say, well, there's traffic behind us. I don't care. Stop, slow down. I want to take a picture. Well, some things I got to take pictures of. Some things I was kind of driving along, and you will see it was through the window. Is it New Liberty Road up in Gilmer County where I took pictures of so many pretty trees? Where were we at? The chicken farm. Anyway, I made him stop at some. You may see your house on these shots because I am like, stop, look at those trees. Stop, look at that house. And he's like, I am so tired of hearing this. When the window worked, he would be driving and I would shoot out the window. Well, now, because the window doesn't work, I have to jump out the car.
That's why it tore up, and it was when we had that snow.
It's my fault. I know.
When we had that snow, that window was just up and down, up and down. And I said, leave it down, because she'd roll it down, take a picture, roll it up. And we wouldn't go 500 feet till she was down again. I said, leave it down. She said, but I'm freezing.
I'm freezing. Well, I was freezing, but yesterday, Saturday and yesterday, we got some great pictures for y'all. You are going to enjoy. You're also going to get to see bridges. Because
you know where the first place I saw that? It was on a local telephone book, the front page of a local telephone book several years ago, actually back in the 90s.
And we can say some of ETC's covers of the phone books are award-winning photographs too. And that's one of those things, when you get a phone book, you want to look at it often, and you don't want the cover to be some ugly, yucky, you know, or advertising. You don't want the cover to be advertising. You want it to be a beautiful shot. And you did say that's where you saw this bridge the first time. Well, we saw a lot of bridges this weekend. We saw one that we went Mineral Bluff. That's the one where we got to, and somebody owns the private land now, and we couldn't get there, and we couldn't really see it. But I did take some pictures of it. A lot of old bridges in this area.
No, that's where we got there, and I said, well, we may not supposed to be there. And you said, I don't care, and got out and took it anyway.
I did. I said, I'll just be here a minute.
If you have ETC service and you're watching the show this morning,
I'm sorry.
She's the one.
I'm sorry, but it was a really neat old bridge, and I just wanted a picture. And just because it said no trespassing, I only trespassed 60 seconds. But because the window doesn't work, I have to stop. He parks the car, I get out, and then I take the pictures. So Lawson Chevrolet, we'll see you in a little bit. We really need a window for the passenger side on the Avalanche, because I admit it, I goofed it up. So there you go.
And the one day that I let her drive the Avalanche, she made the engine light come on. So. Yeah. I try not to let her.
Let me tell you, ladies, if you're on the phone with somebody and you're driving their vehicle and you romp down on it, I will tell you that your cell phone picks up the sound good enough. He heard me romp down on it.
Especially when you got glass packs on it, yeah.
And I romped down on it, and then all of a sudden the engine light came on, and I said, oh, I'm in so much trouble. And I was. But it got fixed. It is hot in here. It is hot in here. We need the air conditioning on. Woo! I think it's these lights. It's going to be hot in a little bit because, did you see 2 banjo pickers or just one?
I just seen one banjo. I don't know.
Can we have dueling piano and dueling banjo? Because we do have a piano player here.
Well, we pulled up in the parking lot out there, and I said, is he here yet? I said, where is he from? And you told me, and I said, well, there's a Cherokee County Dooley. Is that him? And I said, well, maybe he is a dueling banjo player.
Maybe so, maybe so. Next time he comes, guess who's going to be with him?
James Jones.
James Jones. Now, what group? Let's ask a trivia question. For you, true.
So James Jones, whether you know it or not.
You're going to be here. For you true bluegrass fans, if you're a true bluegrass fan and you're from the Cherokee to Pickens to Gilmer to Fannin County areas, you know a group that started years and years and years ago. And it had a man named Barry Scott in it, who was very, very good. It had a man named Barry Abernathy in it, who was extremely good, who went on to do the big stuff. I mean, like Barry Abernathy's like the big to-do. And then it had this man named James Jones. And if you can tell me the name of the group, was it early 90s? Mid-90s? Mid-90s.
My mind must be failing because I don't even remember the name of the group.
Oh my gosh, well you better remember it. I bet you somebody sitting over there on the banjo knows the name of that group. If you can call us at 866-939-2329 and tell us the name of the group, Barry Scott, Barry Abernathy, and James Jones. It was famous, and it took them on to bigger and better things. Let me tell you where it took James Jones. It took James Jones home to start a family, and he, instead of traveling like he used to, went home, and he and Tracy have 2 beautiful daughters now. So it was funny because when you see those guys separated, they have their own rights now, but then you put them back together and it's just like they never left each other. So amazing musicians and amazing vocals. And this Friday.
You can watch them on YouTube too.
You can. This Friday, Barry Scott will be with us with his new group. And for the life of me, The only thing I can tell you about the name of that group is it has Scott in it, and I don't remember. It's his other partner's last name, and we'll have to find that out. I bet Barry will call and tell me in just a minute, and I bet if he don't, Audrey or Floyd will. So there you go. But bluegrass gospel is something that we love in this area, and today you're going to get to hear some really good banjo picking and maybe a little piano. You know, there's somebody sitting right over there that's really good on that piano. So we'll see. We'll see if we can make them duel, and they may not. But anyway, we're going to go show you some photos in just a little bit of the bridges we went to this weekend. I can tell you, the furthest we went, 2 hours and 25 minutes maybe. So not even 3 hours away.
Yep.
And it's something.
And it was worth the trip, every bit of it.
It was worth the trip.
Beautiful.
And what's the name of the place?
Watson Bridge.
Watson.
Watson Mill State Park.
Right, and it used to be a mill, and the mill part's gone now. But this bridge, 236 feet, if you're thinking about an outdoor event and you would like to invite a whole lot of people to your wedding, it would be a great place to have an outdoor wedding, but you just have to accept the fact that is it a river there that's full of all those people sitting on the rocks?
Yeah, I don't know the name of the river.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you will also get to see some photos. What is that thing that you can ride in the little boats?
The flume.
The flume. And built in the 1800s. It is beautiful. So we're going to share that with y'all in a little while. We're going to take a break. We're going to do what we have to do. And then today, I want to tell y'all, you better pay attention to today's program, because you see this? These are tickets.
Amanda, light up my life. Well, how does that go? I don't know.
I don't know, but Don Williams sings
I
it.
bet the banjo player probably could play it
I
and sing
bet,
it.
see these tickets? Somebody is going to win tickets to see Don Williams in concert this weekend at Hiawassee. Okay, tell me another song he made famous.
Toss of Time.
Love
right?
Toss of Time. Can you sing that? You get a bonus if you can sing that.
A bonus.
That means you get a biscuit when we leave here.
I better be getting a biscuit anyway. I'm here, ain't I?
Oh, me. We'll be back in just a minute, guys. We're back. And I still can't breathe. I swear I'm allergic to everything but men and money. Can't help it. It's one of those times. It is
You
officially
must be
spring.
allergic to money. You ain't got none.
It's all gone. Oh, it went in the fuel tank. I had some. We are joined by Miss Andrea, who is, you help because you're on the board for what now?
I'm the executive director for the Appalachian Children's Center.
Okay.
We work with children who have been abused and neglected. Child Advocacy Center. We're our own 501c3 nonprofit, though we do work under the Georgia. There's a Georgia chapter of Child Advocacy Centers, and then a national.
We've had some ladies on who were, tell me the name of what these people do when they represent the child in court.
CASA.
CASA. We've had some some CASA volunteers on.
Great program.
Oh yeah, a great program, and it is evident in this area during these times with drug abuse, child neglect, financial problems. A lot of things are going on in the home that put the child in a dangerous situation, aren't there?
There are a lot of things going on, but you know, I've been pleased. I've worked on kind of both coasts. I grew up in Georgia, but I've been privileged to work in a lot of places. And this area, this district, the Appalachian Judicial District, is Fannin, Gilmer, and Pickens. They all work together when it comes to children. Everybody, whether it's law enforcement, DFACS, CASA, the court systems, DAs. I'm pleased. I'm very happy to work with this group because everybody works together to help the children.
Now there's going to be a benefit over at the Deli Junction, is that right?
Correct.
And it's we.
That's right.
I've never done that, but I have heard. Have you done we?
A little bit.
That it's really fun. It's really fun.
That's what I hear.
and you see people and you hear them talking about it, and you're like, they're interacting with a screen basically. Is that just not too weird? But it is. It is one of those things people are addicted to.
People love it. It's gaming and it's on screen. We're gonna have. We also have GameStop and Circuit World are helping with this. Circuit World is providing some big screen televisions, and there's going to be at least 3 games, and there's, you know, everything from bowling to whatever, tennis, and, you know, if they like everything. I don't do the gaming myself, but my board wanted this, and it's it's a fantastic thing. Everybody loves it.
And when is it going to be?
It's April the 1st. That's a Friday. It's a Friday night. The doors open at 6 o'clock for food, and then the games start at 7.
Okay.
And we'll be open, until it ends.
Okay.
But Deli Junction's been really gracious in hosting this.
Now, I remember I had the sheet on how much it was per person, and the donation goes straight to the Children's Center, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's $20 per person, and that includes food.
Okay.
And then, the donation goes to the Children's Center. We provide, we're kind of a whole service place. We work with law enforcement directly, so when a child discloses abuse or neglect, we do the first interview. And we have video and audio taping that's admissible into court, and especially children under 10, we try to keep children out of court. So that tape is admissible and takes the place of the child, we hope, most of the time. And then after that, we also offer therapy. I have 3 master's level therapists that work with me, and they're fantastic. They have a really good reputation.
Okay. Have you been amazed at some of the cases you've seen?
I have. I've been in the behavioral and mental health field for 20 plus years, so not a lot shocks me, but there are shocking cases, absolutely. Sad. It's very sad.
Recently, I don't know if you watch Oprah, but I love what she's been sharing this year. And this year she shared 2 young girls who are now, 19, the twins, who had been abused from the age of 5. And nobody knew it until they were 13. And it was like people later, like you said, I picked up on that. If there's a behavior issue, what do you look for if a child is being abused, neglected, molested, and then they begin to act out? Is that one of the first signs?
It could be a number of things, and in small children, if they become quieter, or if there's like a lot of times in school, teachers will pick up on things, but a lot of children are coached not to talk, so we do have to pay attention to subtle signs. If their grades go down, if they're missing school, if they're not talking, if they don't play with other children. It could be a number of things. As they get older, it's the same sort of things, though. They might stop hanging out with who they were hanging out with. They may hang out with the wrong crowd. They may start taking drugs. Definitely pay attention to those signs, and if you're concerned, talk to somebody. We're experienced in looking for these signs and helping. We've been doing, last year we worked with the DA's office and did some training with the schools and DA and health officials, and it was really good because everybody has questions about if somebody tells me something, what do I do?
Right.
And it's important. It's important to not only protect children, but understand that children are resilient, and if we can get to children fast enough, then children can heal, and it's not that it goes away, but we can help them be good, healthy adults rather than hurting adults.
Okay, in today's world, because of everybody's rights, what if a child tells you something happened that didn't happen?
Well, that does
Have
happen.
you run into that?
Sure, it does happen. Not a lot. It does not happen a lot, but it does happen some. And law enforcement and DFACS, we all kind of work together because I kind of feel like if somebody's going to those extremes, then something's going on.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that it is good to lie about something like that, because that hurts somebody else's life.
Right.
But we also in the Children's Center, we try to look at those symptoms and say, well, if that didn't happen, then what else is going on with this child? Does he or she need counseling for some other reason?
How long have you been in this field?
20 plus years.
Have you ever gotten depressed because of something you saw a child dealing with?
Not depressed, kind of in the clinical word. I mean, I've been trained for a long time to, in how to deal with things. So besides having a really good support group, I do things like run, and, we debrief at the center. There's obviously confidentiality issues to deal with, but we have a really good team in place. And so once a month in each county here, we meet with the different teams and we all process what's going on and talk about the cases, and that helps a lot.
I would think that would be the toughest job in the world. I just can't even imagine doing that. I mean, I have that personality that I would go home and worry about it, and you have to really know what you're on top of. And
I think so, but you know, I couldn't do your job every day.
oh yeah, you could. Piece of cake. Now, how long have you been involved in this center?
I've been here. This is a year now that I
Okay.
have been here, and it's just truly been. The year has flown, and my staff, we've all been there a year and a little over a year.
Okay, tell us some of your other board members.
Let's see, Cindy Hall is a dentist in town. She has been on the board, I think, the longest. Very dedicated,
Now,
great
the folks
lady.
you're telling us their names, they give their services. They donate their time.
They donate their time.
Okay.
And they plan things like the Wii tournament. Let's see, Will Beatty is on the board. He's actually the president this year. Alan Wigginton is a judge in Pickens County.
Right.
Jean Fernandez, she now works in Cumming. She was our president last year. Larry Callahan is a chief of police here. New to our board is Dane Kirby, sheriff in Fannin, and the mayor in Fannin, Donna Whitener. Just great board members. I've been just so pleased because they initiate the fundraisers. They are very supportive of the center. They give of their time. They give of their money. You know, whatever we need, they're there for us. It's good. It's a pleasure.
How many children do you serve?
At any one time during a month, probably 20 if we're doing forensic interviews. Last year there was 168 interviews, about 68 here in Gilmer, and then almost evenly spread between Fannin and Pickens. Already this year we have seen more children in Pickens, and I'm not sure if that is because there's more children being abused in Pickens. I think that there's just more education and awareness being done, and we're working very closely with the Sheriff's Department over there.
Even in today's world, are there children who will fall through the cracks that somebody will miss?
Unfortunately, yeah. And that's something we've started working on. We spent the last year really stabilizing the center and making sure it was solid and the funding was solid. And this year we've started looking at our internal operating, not just procedures, but like our children. We've started going back through our files and looking at recidivism, children, and not only the child, but siblings who have come back through the center more than once. And out of those, we've studied 70. Out of those, 54 had prior experience with DFACs. 13 of those told us they had been in domestic violence situations. They were being seen at our center for some kind of abuse, not the domestic violence. So there's obviously some connection between everything. So I've started having a conversation with the crisis center, and we're actually putting together a pilot program to start studying this over the next year to really look at what are we missing. It may be that, we don't have enough money or personnel, but we really need to get into the schools a little bit more. I think we need more advocates in the community.
Okay. Have you ever had a child tell you that their parents were drug dealers?
We definitely have had that.
It takes a very brave child. It takes a very brave child to have to step out of their home to say, my mom and dad are doing this.
That's right.
Yeah. And it is, you can do that and you can protect the children. If they come to you, you can give them protection.
Well, we don't give the protection, but that's the reason we work very closely with law enforcement and
Right.
DFACs. And it's also important to know that, none of us are trying to take children away from their families, but in certain situations, it may be necessary to protect the child.
I think a lot of children are crying out for help, and they're
Yeah.
like, why isn't anybody listening
That's
to
true.
me?
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, again, the event is April the 1st. Now, can you give the phone number for the center so if people have questions, or if a child wants to talk to somebody, can you give us your phone number?
Sure, 706-273-2225.
Okay, and a lot of people hear the word defects and they think, oh, I don't want to be involved in that. Defects has saved the lives of so many children. They have saved the lives of so many children. So it is one of those things. Now, you said it's a nonprofit organization, so if somebody wants to make donations, if they don't want to be involved in WE, could they come by that night and just make a donation?
Absolutely. The entire month of April is Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month. So we're trying to get the word out and just, do a lot of education. We also have a website. They can donate online, or they can send a check, or come by there and hand us one.
Okay.
That we survive by that.
Deli Junction is really easy to find. You just go to, and you start smelling barbecue, and you realize you're right next door to Colonel Poole's Pink Pig, yellow.
That's right.
No, not the Pink Pig. The Pink Pig's up the road, where you can get a really good ribeye steak, now that I think about it. But when you see Poole's Barbecue, the Deli Junction is right in the corner.
That's right.
And again, it starts at what time?
It starts the doors open at 6 o'clock, and the games start at 7.
April the 1st. So don't fool around on April the 1st. Go and hang out with them and make some money. $20 includes what kind of meal?
Pizza, hamburgers, that kind of thing.
Okay, all right. Please do this, and please help this wonderful organization raise some money here in Gilmer County. And you serve Gilmer, Fannin, Pickens, is that right?
That's right.
Okay, there you go. We're going to go right now, and we have some pictures, and we got to tell y'all pictures. When there's just two of you traveling together and you want to take a picture of yourselves, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I'm short. He's tall, so the picture shows about this much of me, and it shows the rest of him, and it was really weird.
And the top of her head's probably, it might touch my shoulder.
Yeah, it was funny, but we're going to share some photos of this weekend with y'all. Now, this is, again, tell me the name of this mill where we went.
Watson Mill State Park.
And it is in Comer, Georgia. And it would be an absolutely beautiful place for an outdoor wedding or for picnics, for family reunions. I will tell you, the day we were there, it was busy, but I would say on summer days, it will be very, very crowded. So the one thing, there wasn't a lot of parking places, and we had to circle twice to get a parking place. So, but it is 236 feet long. It was built in the 1800s. It is maintained by the Department of Transportation. And for you bass and crappie fishermen, if you like to fish, I talked to a couple of guys from Athens who said they did well fishing there. So it is a beautiful place, and it is it east of Athens? Is that right?
I guess somewhere like that. We just drove and listened to the lady in the little box.
The lady in the box just kept telling us where to go, and I will tell y'all, she knows some really good locations, because this day we traveled through the back roads. We never got back on the interstate. We went the interstate to get to Hartwell because we had a time frame we had to deal with. But then coming back, we came through the woods, and it was really, really neat. And I hope that we will get to show, there's one shot of this bridge with the water that would be a great cover for a magazine.
It must have got stuck.
It's stuck. We're going to have to move it along. But this is, whoever did the photo that you saw of the old phone book, it was just a beautiful, beautiful, the whole thing is so pretty, and it's 236 feet long, and cars drive over it. And the thing I loved about it, and I hope we'll get to those pictures, it shows that it has pegs holding it together, and they are really, really big pegs. So the pegs hold it together, and isn't that beautiful? And you can go out there, and I wonder what the temperature of that water was on Saturday.
I don't know, but they were laying in it like it was just in midsummer.
And I had this feeling that if we touched it, it might be a little bit cooler than thought, but that's a 236-foot covered bridge, and it is roadworthy, travel safe, and people were on it the whole time. It was a constant stream of traffic in and out. And was it $5 to park there?
Yes.
Yeah, and you just pay $5, and you can stay all day, and it is run by the Department of Parks in Georgia, and I guess for $5.
You could slide down them rocks. There were some kids sliding down that rock.
You could.
It reminded me of West Mill Dam in Pickens County. A lot of Pickens Countyans probably would remember West Mill Dam, which is a lake now.
And that is right there. When you look down, and you said something about the flume, and I thought, now why did they have a flume there? But they do, and you'll get a shot of that in a minute. They have little boats.
There's the flume.
Yeah, they have little boats that you can ride down the flume, but we don't know where it ended up. But on the map, it showed there was a large area of water down at the bottom of this. So, But yeah, that's cute.
Where are you at, Cherie?
I'm hiding, and no one knows where. For all they can see are my toes and my hair. I was way too short for that picture. But this is it's a beautiful place, and it is in Comer, Georgia. And I want to show y'all the assisted living home when you get
You
to that.
see that I got the most important one.
Oh yeah, your head. Yeah, I see it. And this is so funny. He hit one button that was video. So if you hear us talking in a minute, it's
No,
because
I
he hit the
deleted
wrong.
that.
You did? Okay, he hit the wrong button, and I said, no, that's not the right button. Everything was in bloom. It was so beautiful. And you can't really see that. Well, you can see some people standing out there. There were a lot of people in that water for a March day. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I don't know what the temperature of the water was, but that place is
I was
absolutely
standing,
gorgeous.
remember I was inside the covered bridge standing at the window looking out, and there was a fisherman there, and he cast his rod out and hit the side of the covered bridge, and I thought he was trying to catch me.
Well, it is beautiful, and we want to suggest a day trip there. It is, it was about 2 hours and 25 minutes from the house, so not too bad at all.
Well worth the trip over there.
Well worth the trip, and we figured out for...
It was well worth listening to a woman telling me what to do to get me there.
And she did, and she got you right there. Now, how did you find her location? Did you just go to Georgia Parks, or how did you find the exact address?
Well, I knew it was Watson Mill, so
Okay.
I typed in on the internet Watson Mill and State Park, and
Gave you the physical
there you
address.
go.
So if you have wandered and want to go somewhere different, now what's the other park we went to? High Falls, down out of Jackson, Georgia.
yeah, it's pretty too. But
Nothing like
I'm
this.
partial to this because it has a covered bridge.
Yeah, and look at the pegs that hold that bridge together. Now that's looking out of the bridge, and it is a beautiful, beautiful sight.
You know, I'm surprised, and there may have been, I just don't know it, but I'm surprised if there haven't been a movie filmed here because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so pretty. When you mentioned High Falls, which is
Let's ask what movie was filmed at High Falls. Now look at that peg that holds the bridge together. If you can tell me a name of a movie that was filmed at High Falls Park down near Jackson, Georgia, what's the name of the little town? Oh man, I can't remember it, but it's between Juliet and Jackson. There's a little town down there where High Falls actually is.
not Flo Villa, is it?
It is. It's Flo Villa. But if you can tell us the name of the movie that starred a really, really handsome Kenny Rogers, call us at 866-939-2329, and you're going to win an ETC thermometer. You're going to win an ETC thermometer that tells you that it's hot in here today. And I'm going to tell y'all, it is, yeah, I knew it at 74. I knew I was breaking out in a sweat for something. So there you go. You're going to win an ETC thermometer. Call us at 866-939-2329 if you can tell us what is the name of the movie that starred a really handsome man. And, yeah, now there we got, is that the picture I took or you took?
I think I took that.
Okay, we've got to show you this house. Now, this is not the house where I want to live when I get old and feeble. This is where I want to live when I get old and feeble. This is an assisted living home. The only thing I figured out about this is it's 2-story. How will I get upstairs? But this is beautiful. And this is back here. We're
Where
coming
was
back
that,
to
Coach?
Gilmer County now.
Okay.
This is back in Gilmer County.
I
And
know
then
them.
this is up on the Toccoa River. And give me the
Dial, Georgia.
Dial, Georgia. There's another trip that is 30 minutes from home, but it was so beautiful up there this weekend. Angela and Gary and Miles had been up to Harvard to church, and we caught up with them in the woods, and y'all, we got to tell you this, we gave them direction, we gave them an address and said, meet us at this address. Well, it was down a dirt road, and they're like, are you sure you have us in the right place? And it was a beautiful little community just outside Dial, Georgia. We have a lot of bridges that we found this weekend, and it was really, really cool because they are a part of this area that you don't think
She's
about.
trying to hold my belly up.
Yeah. Now, where is this bridge? It's over the Toccoa, and it's called Shallowford Bridge. Is that right?
I believe it is.
Okay. Now, this is what I used to call sanity. This is where my cabin stayed up there in the mountains, in the woods, in Fannin
The one on
County.
the far left that you can barely see.
Barely
above
see.
the today light.
Okay, here's another trivia we're going to use in the near future. Y'all look at that building and tell me if you know what it is. This is where it was posted, no trespassing. But we took just one little picture and then we left. But beautiful, beautiful old bridges
That's a
in our
train
area.
trestle bridge.
Yeah, and these are all in Mineral Bluff or McCaysville or Dial. So we're all back down to the area that is very close to where y'all live. And this, now here's another trivia question. We're going to ask a trivia question in the near future about this location. How many people know where this is? And there's going to be a picture that comes up crooked in a minute, and it's going to show a man that we'll have to straighten out. We'll have to, because you're going to be laying down when you look at him, because I forgot about it. I had the camera at the wrong angle. But
Why did you do that?
I bet y'all will recognize that man. He sings with a group here in Fannin County, so y'all think about that group. Now, this bridge is still used every day, isn't it?
Well, during the summer months.
The train goes there. And there's a location that's going to be a trivia question. So, and it is in downtown McCaysville. I will give you that hint. And then there's one more bridge that we'll show later. There's one more bridge that is right by, it's where the Toccoa becomes the Ocoee. And I wonder if people would know where that would be, because the Toccoa comes to here and then it becomes the Ocoee. So, can you give folks directions how to get down to the Ocoee where we picnic? What's the road that we go on?
64. It's called the River Road for the local folks.
The River Road. And it says on a big sign, no wide loads. He takes the motor home. It barely fits through the bridge, and I'm going, ooh! But
yeah,
it
they're
did
working
well.
on the bridge, and they've
They
only
are.
got one lane, and it said no vehicles wider than 11 foot.
feet, yeah.
But
Yep, it did.
it was not an issue.
No, it wasn't an issue.
Except for her.
Squeeze. It was funny. But if you haven't gone on a picnic in this area, there's so many beautiful places, and most of them are free. 99.9% of the things we show you are free. Now, the $5 on Saturday, it was for parking, and it was well worth it. So, once again, it is called what?
Watson Mill Bridge, Watson Mill
Mill.
State Park.
There you go, and it's about 2
Culver,
hours and
Georgia.
25 minutes from here. East, kind of due east. And now, who lives on the way back from there? Whose house did you surprise me with? He is, y'all, he gets me so many times.
I don't ever tell her where we're going. I
No.
just surprise her.
Yep.
We pulled up, and I said, "Who lives there?" Because I thought she actually had sold the house to
I
him.
did sell him the house.
So I thought she would recognize it, but she didn't.
Didn't.
But actually, Matt was right. The GPS does take you on out the road past his house. But
Right.
we turned around at the cul-de-sac, went back, and Matt Dobler, there he was.
I think we're looking for Kenny Rogers' office, and he turns down into this subdivision. And I said, well, this does not look like where an office would be. I think that GPS has gotten you misdirected. And I'm just running that mouth. And he said, well, we'll see. And then we go down, and I'm looking at all these houses, and I'm looking at all the shrubbery, and I'm thinking, oh, it's spring, it's beautiful. Then we get down, and I said, well, I told you this was no place an office was, and he's sitting over there real quiet. And then we pull up Matt's driveway, and he said, you recognize this house? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I did. So I thought, how stupid. How stupid.
Of course, Matt was gone.
He was in South Carolina singing this weekend.
But I think that she is just jealous because I listen to the woman in the box, but I don't listen to her.
That may be it. Okay, we're going to take you to some banjo music now. Now, are you going to introduce this young man?
I guess I can,
I
but
guess you
I
can.
hope that I...
How did we find him? You better give somebody credit who sent us a message on Facebook.
Well, I asked you, and you told me, and is it Jack or Joe, or what is it?
Debbie Baker.
Oh, yeah, Debbie Baker. Yeah.
Debbie Baker.
Yeah, it's the audience who I'm talking about.
Oh,
right?
okay. No, the audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
She caught me off guard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Debbie Baker. Is she watching online this morning?
She is, and about 2 weeks ago, she sent us a message, and she said, listen, you love music. I want you to hear one of my friends. Well, y'all, you wouldn't believe how many of those calls we get, and how many CDs we get in the mail, and how many times it's really, really good music, and sometimes not quite ready for television. But most of the time, I trust people who refer folks. Well, I'd never heard this man till this morning, but I knew his reputation. And today you're going to get to hear. Now, he also happens to play with somebody that you know and trust in music. And did we get a winner on the question earlier? So can we talk about the group they were with? Miss Hannah, did we get a winner yet? Okay. Miss Lois Chastain knew that Silver Creek was a big, big deal back in the 90s, and it was Barry Abernathy.
I even have one of their tapes, but I just forgot it because that was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I've slept since then.
Yeah, it was Barry Abernathy, Barry Scott, and James Jones who went on to do their own thing. Well, this young man that you're about to hear now gets the honor and the privilege of picking and grinning with James Jones. Now, James Jones sings, what is your favorite song he does?
Holy angels, take me home. He does that very pretty.
He does that great. He also does Rose-Colored Glasses.
Yes, he does that. That's
He
what you
does.
can see on YouTube.
He does. If y'all can tell me who else, we have interviewed him, we spent time with him, who else does Rose-Colored Glasses? Who is the original person to do that song? You're going to win 4 tickets to see Don Williams this weekend in concert at Hiawassee. Now, these are compliments of the Hiawassee Georgia Mountain Fair. Miss Hilda Thomason, thank you very, very much for this. But right now, we are going to go and call us at 866-939-2329 if you know who in the world sang Rose-Colored Glasses. Can you sing Rose-Colored Glasses?
I've sung it a time or two.
Have you? Can you
Yeah.
sing a line or two?
Well, not right now. Let's go on to the banjo picking because I heard a little bit of it earlier this morning. I'm
And you want to
anxious.
hear
I
a
want
little
to
bit
hear it.
more of it. Okay. We're going to go now to Debbie Baker's friend, to James Jones's friend, Mark Bramlett. Here we go.
Called Shenandoah Breakdown. We'll try a few more of these here. Cherie wanted me to do 2 or 3 for you. And it's kind of difficult playing a banjo by yourself. It's kind of like sleeping without a blanket. I mean, you don't have any of the guys around you. We're going to cure that pretty soon and get the whole wheelhouse gang up here with James Jones involved in this, in the TV program. And we're looking forward to coming and doing that for you. But just for a few minutes, let's change directions here and do one called Panhandle Rag.
that the right key for you?
That didn't sound like what we used to do.
Okay, you just saw about 10 seconds of a reunion that happened here. Lots of hugs, lots of kisses. Miss Marie Scott and you and Sylvia worked together at the Gap for many, many years. And one of the things y'all did together there was sing. Now, we're going to back it up and we're going to go back to just you and Marie singing. But friendships developed there that have lasted a lifetime, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Y'all had a lot of smiles, a lot of laughter, and you know, I asked the lady earlier, did it bother her to go home with problems when she hears about a child abuse? When you heard that a patient or a resident or one of your clients from the Gap had passed away, did that affect you a lot?
Oh, yeah. I can think of one in particular that, of course, rode the van that I drove, and I had taken them home that evening, and, well, actually, a couple of them comes to mind. And then by dark that same evening, they were dead of, one had a car wreck,
Wow.
heart attack, and the other one a heart attack.
So you never know. And we are not guaranteed tomorrow, and we tell you all the time, it's important to spend your days with people that you love, and it is important to give back to others. We're going to give you something a lot of people have said. We want to hear Freddy sing more. We were not prepared for this today, so we didn't mic him. But thank goodness he has, y'all don't know it, but he's got a pretty big mouth, and you don't hear it a whole lot. But he didn't have on the proper mic, but you can still pick up. He and Marie had a really good time that day, sharing memories and sharing music, and you would lead the song and then she would start playing. You would just do a couple of lines and then she would pick it up, and y'all just have that instant communication thing. They have a long, long friendship that started when you rode her bus.
Yeah.
As a little boy, and has continued through many years. And if you have friendships that you haven't kept in touch, call them up and spend a little time with them and tell them that they made a difference in your life. She made a difference in your life, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go right now to Freddy as he sings a little bit with Miss Marie Scott.
Do it in E or E flat, which is it? It's either E or E something. Yeah. So we walk through valleys, though we climb high mountains, we must not give up the fight. We must be like Moses, we must keep on going. Canaan land is just inside. There will be no sorrow there in that tomorrow. We will be there by and by. Milk and honey flowing, that is where I'm going. Canaan land is just inside. Canaan land is just inside.
Yay! Okay, do about two more.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know another one. I need no music, but I keep doing the same. What do you want? What song would you suggest or think of?
What about that song Marie wrote?
I don't know if I can remember the words, but
I can't remember.
I don't remember what key I did. What key do you normally do that in? Okay, let's try it and see. As I journey through this life, it is
time. Okay. Okay, all right. You got to see a little bit of sampling of friends spending time together, hanging out. Did we have a winner on that contest for these 4 tickets? Okay, all right. Okay, there you go. Tickets are gone. 4 tickets are gone. We've got 4 more to go. We're welcoming Facebook friend Mark Bramlett. Okay, now you live in Woodstock, is that right?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And you are the proud papa of banjo.com.
I'm not the papa, the father of, but I do run it.
Okay.
I'm the general manager of banjo.com.
Okay, tell me what banjo.com does.
We're a worldwide internet store, and we ship banjos and other stringed instruments all over the world. And we're open to the public, so that you can walk in and see some of the higher end stuff. But we have banjos priced from $200 all the way up to $20,000.
Wow.
So you can come in and really enjoy yourself when you sit
Okay,
down.
what did your banjo cost?
That little darling over there is in the $25,000 range. And
You're kidding me.
No, ma'am.
That's like a car.
Well, it was made in 1934 by the
You're
Gibson Musical Instrument
Oh
Company.
my gosh.
It's a 1934 TB3.
Do you sleep with that thing?
No, no, ma'am.
You better have
But-
the insurance.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
it's a very
Wow.
expensive instrument, but it also has, it's kind of like the Stradivarius. Those instruments made in that time frame are like the Stradivarius of 5-string banjos.
Where did you end up with this? Did it just go down through the channels?
It
Were
was
you-
given to me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
sometimes these instruments are just presented.
And somebody knows you would appreciate it, so obviously.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. A great man named Tom Barnwell,
Wow.
and he's as Professor Emeritus Tom Barnwell, head of the Computer Science Division, Georgia Tech, as a matter of fact. And he had that, and he realized that I was in love with the instrument and was nice enough to. He didn't actually give it to me. He said, "You keep it until I die, and we'll talk about it."
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about a young man that you brought up to love the banjo. Your son also plays.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Hayden, my son, and he's in college at Valdosta State, and from best I can tell, he's majoring in hunting and fishing, and we've had a talk or two about that, you know. But, and as a matter of fact, we had a little talk about that right before he left. He left this morning. Yeah, heading back. Yeah.
Now, banjo is one of those things, I've always been fascinated by it. You've made comments about Jonathan Barker playing an instrument bigger than he is. It takes a very special person to do that, doesn't it?
Well, it's a lot of people say it's an acquired taste. You know, if a banjo strikes you, that sound and that power and that tone like that, there's virtually nothing you can do about it but scratch that itch. I mean, you have to go after it. I mean, I had been playing guitar for a number of times and grew up in the Southern gospel business and the Southern gospel vocalist, as a vocalist, a tenor. And when
He don't look like no tenor to me, I'm sorry.
well, I might surprise you.
Okay.
If I didn't have a frog in my throat. It's a
Now,
little early. So.
Tell folks who your daddy is.
My dad's Philip Bramlett. He did some fill-in works with the Statesmen. He was a member of the original Leroy Abernathy Quartet, and he spent years in harness with a good friend of ours who's in the audience today, Jimmy Jones. And Jimmy played piano, and Dad was the lead singer in a group called the Monarchs, and they traveled and played all over the country. And I was drug around to everything that they did, and you know, when you grow up in something like that, it becomes part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this is so strange because last night I've had some DVDs for about 8 months, and I kept saying there'll be the perfect day to play these, there'll be the perfect day to play these. These are older music, including the Statesmen, Miss Eva Mae Lefevre, a lot of the older groups, a lot of people that I remember at 14 years old being at Aunt Winnell's in Shake Rag, Georgia, and turning on that TV and hearing those amazing sounds from the piano. Now, what was Jimmy playing during that era? What did he and your dad do? What were some of the songs? Can you remember any of them?
Jimmy? Yeah, see, if Jimmy can't remember, I know I can't
no.
remember.
Well-
When They Ring Those Golden Bells is one of my favorites. It
Okay.
always has been. My dad did a magnificent job on that, and that one stands out in my memory because to this day I can hear him sing and cry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you have footage of your father singing?
We do have some that that's around that they did the reunion at the quartet convention. The original Leroy Abernathy Quartet did a reunion, and we've got some of the that's actually on Facebook, as a
Wow.
matter of fact, or not Facebook, but YouTube.
Okay.
And can be pulled off of that where they were at the quartet convention and did the reunion of the.
So do folks just type in Leroy Abernathy?
I would do that, and you'll see that whole bunch standing up there just singing their hearts out.
Wow. Well, today we're going to share some footage of the old stuff, and this was given to me. We were at McCaysville Baptist Church, and we were up in the loft doing the, what were we filming that night? Something taping that night. Something was going on. I can't even remember. It was the singing, 5th Sunday night sing, I believe. And we were up there in the balcony, and then after the event, Jimmy Hilton came up and gave me these DVDs. I didn't realize what this man was handing me. It's priceless. It is
Yes.
priceless.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
I've had them for at least 8 months, and I
Right.
just never took the time to play them. And then today, with you being on here, it's kind of like perfect timing.
Well,
Timing.
people that, like I said, I grew up in the Southern gospel business, and when the banjo hit me, it was kind of like when I walked in the house with it, I said, "Dad, look what I've got." He said, "What is that?" And I said, "It's a banjo." He said, "What does it do?" And I said, so I showed him, He eventually got to the point where he really just was so proud of me for doing that. Every musician has a path to walk, and some people, strings always fascinated me, and whether it was a guitar or a banjo, and I was always been able to adjust that. We traveled with a group called Heartstrings. I traveled for a number of years doing ministry in small churches, and we would, of course it was free. We'd go for no charge,
Right.
but we traveled, and the man that was the guitar player had been on Hee Haw, the Grand Ole Opry,
Wow.
like this. So it's a way to give back. And his name's John Farley. And you just try to do what you can and do the best you can for people. And go along.
Now tell me the name of your group now, you and James.
Wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Well, right now we're going to go to some of the old music, and I hope you'll get to enjoy this. Can we open the monitor up, Matt, and let you hear? Because I'm not sure what groups we're going to end up seeing, but this is DVDs provided by Jimmy Hilton, who was one of the original ambassadors. This is some old footage with some really great sound, and I think that's one of the things as a Southern gospel fan. You and I have more in common about the old music. You actually know a lot more of the old groups than I do, and like the Loopers.
Well, this that we were playing last night was unfamiliar territory to
It
me.
was, yeah. And a lot of times he'll name groups and I'll go, "I've never heard of those." And I can't believe you've never heard of those. There were so many groups back then
Yes.
who traveled, and it was a big deal.
It was a big deal. It was part of their lives. It was part of our culture down here in the South. That this was a music that grew out of our churches.
Right.
And it became strong, and it became popular, and it became people would fill auditoriums just to listen to songs about our Lord.
Oh, yeah.
And it just doesn't get any better than that.
Right. Well, and you said as a baby, as a child, you
Sure.
spent many, many nights at the all-night singings. We have a DVD of one of the all-night singing rehearsals before the event, and that was something people would load up their family.
Yes, ma'am.
And go to the all-night singing and stay, and it meant
All
all
night.
long. Now, and I get so irritated because I'm one of those all-nighters.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock
They shut
at
it down.
concerts, people start wanting to go to the house, and I'm like, what is wrong with y'all?
No,
We'll have 4 groups on, and you have to push them through 45 minutes at a time, and you're like, y'all just stay awake and let's stay all
Yes,
night,
ma'am.
but it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only constant in life seems to be change. And I think that what we've done over the years, the music has really evolved. But it's like, it doesn't bother me because I play bluegrass music. Now, bluegrass music is in its roots old. I sing Southern gospel music, and its roots, it's back in the 50s when it was growing in the 40s, and I just, I have a passion for both types of music, and I couldn't see my life being full without both of them.
Well, right now we're going to go to some old footage, and I'm not sure which DVD we've got, so y'all are going to be surprised just like I will. Here we go, back to some old music. That's the oldest one. Okay, I'm not sure which one it is.
If the world from you is full of its silver and its gold, and you have to head along on meager path, just to remember in his word how he feeds the little bird. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there.
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 Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. If you trust and never doubt, He will surely bring you out. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there.
When you're in foundation and old age is getting on, and your body is bent beneath the weight of care, He'll be with you even then. He's all with you every day. Take your burdens to the Lord and leave it there. Leave it there. Leave it there. Take your burdens to the Lord and leave it there. If we trust He will surely bring you out. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. Well, leave it there. Leave it there. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. If we trust He will bring you out. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there.
Okay, there was a little sample. We're going to go to another DVD. What year do you think that music was, Mark?
Somewhere in the mid-50s, I would say.
Okay.
You know, early 50s maybe.
Today, I could listen to that all day long.
All day.
You know, it's timeless.
It is.
is
It's
timeless.
So that's as old as you are.
Hush now, I knew that was coming on board. Did Bill tell you to say that?
Well, I'm just guessing, but it looked like the time frame.
Uh-huh.
Hovey and Doy and you know,
Okay, now, and singing Rosie Roselle.
Rosie Roselle.
What an amazing sound.
You know, it's always controversial to say that any one person was the greatest at what they did. You know, but Rosie Roselle, beyond a shadow of a doubt, ranks as one of the greatest tenors that has ever sung in Southern gospel music.
Right.
You know, I mean, his range was just phenomenal. You just didn't hear it. He was solidly inside what he could do it right there. I mean, he could just right out the top with quality, you know, and I listened to him since I was a young kid. So.
Did he influence you becoming a tenor?
No, not really. My dad was more of an influence on me. Dad was a fairly different, you know, fairly good tenor himself, but he was mainly a lead singer. He was a tenor when he was singing with the Leroy Abernathy Quartet. Of course, he's a young man, you know, and things, seems like our voices get a little bit lower as the older we get, you know.
Yeah.
And so he started out his life as a tenor, but he taught me the way how to sing and how to place your voice and how to you know, form your words and things like that. And I kind of copied him.
Well, right now we're going to go to another one of the old DVDs, and I have no idea who you're going to get to hear, but I will tell you, this stuff is timeless, and it blows my mind that I've been toting it around for 8 months, and then last night I'm going through trying to plan the day, and it just hit me. I really need to share this with y'all. So once again, these are compliments of Jimmy Helton, and I want to say thank you so much to you, and prayers go out to his sweet wife, who is once again battling cancer. So here we go. This is No Telling Who.
Not understand, then strange
strange as it seems, I went to the promised land.
Jimmy.
They sent an angel after me. I was blind and could not see. An angel took me by the hand and led me to the promised land. Will I to heaven, heaven to heaven? Last night in a dream, will I to heaven? I've been to heaven, so strange as it seems. Well, I took my master's hand, and then I joined that Christian band. I've been to heaven, Lord, in a dream, in a dream. Well, I've been to heaven last night in a dream. Well, I've been to heaven, oh, strange as it seems, strange as it seems. Oh, well, I took my master's hand, and I joined that Christian band. Well, I've been to heaven, Lord, in a dream, in a dream. Well, I've been to heaven last night in a dream. Well, I've been to heaven, so strange as it seems, strange as it seems. Oh, well, I took my master's hand, and I joined that Christian band. Well, I've been to heaven, Lord, in a dream, in a dream.
I'm loving this. There's somebody on there older than me. I am loving today. I am loving today. And one of our guests in the studio today knew that that was the Sunshine Boys. Probably 3 out of 4 of those gentlemen have gone on to be with the Lord. Is that what we decided was the calculation that's about right? Yeah, and one of them's name's Freddy. Did you know that? And then one of them's name's Eddie, who's playing the piano. So a group that was together a long, long time and left here. We determined one of them is left, and that's all that's left there, I think, is one of them. So we're going to go to some more music now by the Ambassadors. Now, the Ambassadors were together a long time serving this area. And many of you used to go and see them, and many of you know that I had Jimmy Helton on the show, and I did a number on Jimmy Helton. He was on Monday. And he talks more than I do, which sounds really strange. And I told him, he said, can I come back? I said, yeah, I'm going to make you a deal. You can come back Thursday, but you can't wear your toupee. And he said, what?
Lord. You didn't put that on him,
I
did you?
did. I said, I want you to come back Thursday, and I'm going to use you as a trivia question.
Yes,
Come
ma'am.
back without your toupee, and we'll see if anybody recognizes you.
Did he say, I'll come back without my toupee if you'll come back without your wig?
Yeah. No, but he did come back on Thursday, and we had so much fun.
Yeah.
But he is such a cool guy, and he shared this music with me, and it is a privilege to have it.
Oh, it's part of our lives.
It is part of our lives, and it is part of, I grew up listening to that and hearing those piano. Unbelievable,
Yes, ma'am.
unbelievable. Now we're going to go to a little bit of the Ambassadors, but I have a very, very special birthday, and this is on March the 20th. My friend, Love Sammy Collins, one of the nicest guys in the world, is celebrating his over 40 birthday. There you go. Happy birthday to Sammy. You'll put that in the bucket, and if you have birthdays, please get in touch with us. And we're also going to give away 4 more tickets to Don Williams. So y'all better pay attention to some of this old music and some of these things we're doing, because as always, we'll ask a trivia question that has something to do with the program possibly. And we want to say again thank you to the folks who do provide the birthday cakes. Please, please, please put your name in the birthday drawings. Ingles, Walmart, Food Lion, Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, Dairy Queen of Jasper, who sometimes gets Cherie Martin Blizzard right. Sometimes we're having a problem. I'm going to have to go out there and have classes with those folks. Dairy Queen and Ella J nails it every single time. And to Food Line, too, also, they are local here in Ella J, so please remember those folks. And to Walmart here in East Ella J, remember those folks. So there you go. They do provide birthday cakes for us. And I hear that there's going to be another bakery opening in Jasper in the near future that will probably be doing the same thing because they provided birthday cakes for us for a long time. We're going to go right now to the ambassadors. This was some old footage, and I did give Jimmy a hard time, and I said, yeah, I want you to come back on, but I want you to not wear your toupee. And he said, what? A lot of the older guys back then, you will notice they had on toupees. They were not quite as professional and good looking as the toupees today. There's a group that performs in Dollywood, and I said the one thing they have in common is they all have really good toupees. So there you go. But we're going to go now to a little footage. This is some older footage of the ambassadors. Today. I love that old music. I love banjo picking. I love good Southern gospel music. I also love good bluegrass music. This week is going to be dedicated to music because we're going to start today with Mark Bramlett, and we're going to end this week with Barry Scott and the new group called something or other. Scott and something. And why can't I remember that name? We'll have to get that name in mind. Now, we're going to give away 4 more tickets to see Don Williams, and I'm going to ask you a trivia question. I've made Brackett say it 3 times. Tell me where we went.
She asked Brackett to say it.
Yes, I asked. I requested. That's right. I placed a formal request. Tell me, where did we go this weekend to a 236-foot bridge that was built in the 1800s? You've been wanting to go there since 1990-something.
Yep.
We found it. It is absolutely gorgeous. If you can call us at 866-939-2329 and tell us what is the name of the bridge and the park where we went. We told you all about it. It cost $5 and it's well worth it. You're going to win 4 tickets to see Don Williams in concert this weekend.
They have camping and rides too.
That's
Horse
right.
trails.
That's right. There you go. We're going to end today. We're going to go right now to a little bit more music by Mark Bramlett, and it's a tribute to somebody called Earl Scruggs. Is that what he said?
I believe so.
Folks might remember a little bit of his music. You might remember a little bit of this. So right now we're going to go to a little bit of music. When we come back, it'll be time to do something we never do. We never do that. So we'll be back in just a minute. Yay! You know,
All right, Matt, go get Danny for me. I need to tell on Cherie. She's been over here cutting this rug over here.
It has been a good day. I like the new Mondays. I hope you're happy with the new Mondays. Bill will be back with us on Thursday, and from now on it's Monday Madness with Freddy Brackett. Lord knows what y'all are going to get to see. Did we have a winner on the contest, Hannah? Jim Taylor from Bent Tree in Jasper, Georgia. Good morning to everybody down in Bent Tree. It's time to do something we don't do. And I got to tell y'all, please tune in to Trading Time. Honey, that thing is packed full of goodies. We have been looking. And we're also looking for a small chest-type freezer. If anybody has one for sale, if you have one, that is one thing about Trading Time. You can buy, sell, or trade. So list your items on Trading Time with my friend Rich Scott.
Got a sawmill motor for $700 too.
That's right, got a sawmill motor. We've decided to quit that old sawmill, and you know, it's getting sweaty and I was getting nasty, and I just don't like that kind of work.
Oh my gosh. I have heard it all now.
I'm not a sweater, I glisten. Here we go. From North Georgia now today, I'm Cherie.
I'm Freddy. Y'all have a good week.
Y'all
And I'll
have
try to do the same.
And he'll be back with us on Wednesday. Join us every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10 a.m., 6 to 7:30 p.m., and 1 to 2:30 for you late nighters. Don't forget, here comes my buddy, Rich Scott.